Thank you so much. It's amazing to see such a great turnout. I'm Edgar. I'm the president of the JSOC for this year's committee, and I'll be the host for tonight's evening. This event is a part of a series that's being held in conjunction with UJS and the Jewish Agency for Israel, and I just want to thank you all for being here. On October 7th, a festival celebrating peace and love ended in tragedy with 364 dead and 40 abducted to Gaza. Tonight, 135 days later, we are honoured to be welcomed by Bar and Hila, two survivors of the Nova Festival, which took place in Kibbutz Romim on that horrible day. Bar is 27 years old and was one of the producers of the Nova Festival. Hila, 26-year-old, was a bartender at the party, and they both shared a story from that day which they will share with us tonight. Before we start, please can I just ask that everyone silences their phones during this talk so we can ensure that there isn't any disruption. And the last 15 minutes will be dedicated to questions from the audience. Please stay mindful and respectful to our speakers who came especially from Israel to share a story with us tonight. And I hope that we'll have an amazing event. And please join me in welcoming Bar and Hila.
Hi guys, my name is Hila, I'm 26 years old. I used to live in Tel Aviv until October 7th and later on. Me and Bar share an apartment together, we are roommates, ex-roommates, you can say that. Now I'm living with my parents in Oranit. I'm a bartender, I'm a sport instructor, I'm a student for what I'm learning? I forgot. Communication, digital marketing, oh my god. I used to serve in the IDF. I was a combat fitness instructor in Gaza border, in a Muslim unit, that all the soldiers are volunteering for the IDF. And basically that's me.
My name is Bar. Grew up in LA, moved to Israel when I was 13. Was in the army in the artillery, missiles. We were, like she said, at the start of October, and I was there a bit of more of a job in the production. I was in charge of something relevant to the cleaning of the whole place and leaving the nature clean and no plastic at all of our events and stuff like that. And that's pretty much one of the other things that I do. I have my own little production also with the community that we like to make small parties. And I work in sales as a job for the money, but not for the fun. That's pretty much it.
In the night of the 6th of October 6th, me and Bar sat in the room together and just like speaking about, okay, are we going to get to the party, what we're going to do, when I'm starting the shift, when he's starting the shift, when we're finished. And then I'm telling him, like, I'm coming with my car, you feel free to come with me. We live in the same apartment, so it's much more comfortable. And his best friend is coming also to the party with his own car. So he was thinking which car he should go, and then our other roommates, Rave, come and join us to the conversation. And me and Bar really tried to push him to come with us to the party.
And he didn't want to come.
Yeah.
He doesn't like the party that we were supposed to go to. We were also not going to really go as attendees. We were going as more of staff. But we tried to get him to come with us just for the fun of it. He didn't come. It was a good thing that he didn't, because he took care of us after that, so that was a good thing. And I think when we got there, we didn't even see each other that much. I really wanted a drink or something, and then I went to find Hila at the bar, which was convenient. And at around 6:30, once the event was starting for a few hours, we started hearing missiles. I was around the dance floor, and you were at the bar when everything happened. At that point, we were not too much together. We didn't even get too much excited from everything. It was like missiles is pretty general, it happens all the time, and you're close to the border, so it wasn't that dangerous, because they usually shoot farther. So we were like, just go to our friends, get your stuff, let's go home, because the party's over, because it's not going to finish. Where did you go at that point? Go for it. That works too. So at that point, I just like went to my friends. I told them, okay, start getting things closed, and I'm gonna go give back the earpiece that I had on. I have to get it back to the guys over there, so I can go over. And they were just like talking to friends in Beersheba, like, yeah, we woke up from the missiles, come over here, like have a coffee, and then go home. So we just got our stuff pretty quickly, and we were on our way home. We weren't even stressed. And then for like 5-10 minutes, there was another round of missiles. Then we're like, okay, let's speed things up and kind of get out of here as fast as we can. Got to our car, started the driving, and when we were trying to get out of the party, because I took a bit of a time to get there, there was already a long road of cars waiting to get out. And luckily, my friend that was driving, he noticed that that was not where we came from. So he just went around them and went from a different road and got to the road at like in a few minutes. And people who were over there just like waited until the attack started. We're stuck there when we had. So that was one of the things that really kind of saved us, because he could have just waited there, but he didn't. And then when we got to the road, we were supposed to take a left turn, and it was closed. It was like blocked. So eventually we understood that they blocked it, so everyone would go in the other direction. And then when we got there, also the road over there was stuck. We waited for a few minutes, and then suddenly we started seeing people running in our direction and getting out of the cars, and then we started hearing shots, like gunshots. And then we understood that something else was happening. We didn't understand really what or how much, but we started running in the other direction, and then I saw a message from Hila saying, there are terrorists around, get out of here. And then I saw you, like a second after I saw the message.
In my side of the story, I was in the bar, in 6:30 the rocket starts, and I tell to one of the customers, oh my god, look, there is fireworks. And then my bar manager, Alex Lubnov, showed me his cell phone with all the radars of the missiles, and I understand it's not fireworks. And it's already daytime, so it's weird to have fireworks in daytime. And then I take a cover with another bartender, his name is Leon, inside of the bar. After a few minutes, my bar manager just screamed at us, run, don't be here, it's an open field. And I asked him, what about the money? Because there's a lot of cash in the cashiers. And he just, excuse me of the language, but he just said to me, fuck the money, run, save yourself. I ran with Leon to the entrance of the party. I don't know why, something inside of me, like a deep inner guts, tell me to sit down. I'm grabbing a chair and sitting down. In the first hour, there were more than 2,000 missiles and rockets. 2,000 in open field. I'm sitting, looking like that.
And hearing that.
And that's little scary. Just saying. Whoa. And the so I was sitting in an open field, seeing all the rockets above my head, and I'm really calm. Like really, really calm. All the people in front of me, like a panic attack and crying and screaming. I was just like, I'm okay. I'm good. Yeah, that's it. And I was sober, completely sober, no drugs, no alcohol, anything, just like really sober, sitting like that. I'm okay. And then Leon, my friend, told me, okay, Hila, let's go to the car. I'm just like, no, we're sitting. We sat for 1 hour. That's one of the things that saved me, because the first people to leave the party area, they're the first one to meet the terrorists, because the terrorists ambush in the bushes in the main road of the party. After 1 hour, I got a message from my bar manager in the WhatsApp group. She said, if in the party area, please come back, we need help. So I stood up and started walking back to the bar. Leon grabbed my hand and just screamed at me, you're just going back to your car, you're not going back. And this is my second miracle, because all the people that stay in the party area, including my bar manager, Liron, she's not with us anymore.
She told everyone to stay there.
Yeah.
When I met up with her on the road, the bar manager sent them a message saying, guys, whoever is still here, don't get too far away, because we still need to clean up. And we were like, what are you talking about? We're going home. Who cares about the bar? And that was the lucky thing, that she was with us, and I told her, you're not listening to anything, and come with us, because everyone who was left slaughtered.
So I got inside of my car, and I was alone in my car, and I see a massive traffic jam to the right, and like the small, like straight on me, like the road is empty. So I decided to go straight. And then when I got to the main road, I see to my left the police officer blocking the road. And my car is stuck in front of the full car, so I'm waiting, and then an ambulance came. And two paramedics get out of one of the cars, a girl screaming, I don't feel my legs, I don't feel my legs. And I'm thinking to myself, that's a weird panic attack. And then I'm seeing a leg full of blood. And then a police officer around the ambulance is screaming, I have an officer down, I have an officer down. And I'm taking a look at the officers, and he have like a lot of bullets all in his stomach, and he's bleeding from his mouth. So I decided to go to the right. I managed to drive for 10 meters, and then I start to hear the gunshots, and I'm alone in my car. So I'm getting out of my car, there is a small pit next to the road, I'm ducking alone, and then a couple next to me, the male screaming, I don't believe I don't have my gun on me, I don't believe they tried to kill me, and they missed. And I'm looking at him and asking him, who? What's happening? What's going on? And he told me, we got to Aluminum Crossroad, and the terrorists ambushed us from the bushes and start shooting all over with AK, and we managed to make a U-turn to go back to the party area. And then he points me on his car, and I see his car full of bullet holes, and him and his wife are completely safe without even a scratch. And that was the moment that I understand what's going on. I think I got in and out of my car around 5 times. And after like the third wave of people that coming and screaming at terrorists, I decided to ditch my car, and I was running to the side, I was sitting alone. And out of nowhere, Bar and his friends passing by me and start screaming, Bar, Bar, and I think from this moment me and Bar just stuck up and didn't leave each other.
It was a good thing that she was there alone.
I was there alone. Yeah.
Yeah, and at that part, we kind of didn't really know what to do, because we were like between sides. She come from there, they shot there. I come from here, they shot here. So we were like, okay, let's just hide. The side of the road had like a drop, so we just went in there and hid in one of the bushes, and we said, okay, let's wait here for a few minutes and see what happens. And then we were waiting there. After a few minutes, one of the police officers just comes and starts screaming, go west, run through the fields. And that was it, with the videos that everyone can see, like of the open field and people running through them and just falling down. So when we saw everyone running through them and falling down, the first thing I thought was, okay, then let's run from the side. So we ran up like 50 meters to the left and went through the trees themselves on the side of the whole block of people who were running. And obviously they were shooting to the middle to catch as much as they can, so we were able to make it to the end of the field. And then when we got to that part of the end of the field, we were waiting there, hiding behind one of the trees, and I checked on my phone to see what's going on, because this doesn't look very good. And then I saw that Beri and Reem, which are the two villages on each side that we were around us, are conquered already. So we were like, okay, we need to get back to our cars, because we have no way to get out of here right now. The only way we can get out is by driving away. So we waited, and there was a few minutes of silence, so we were like, okay, maybe there was just a few terrorists that got taken out, and we're good, we can go home. Like, nobody understood how big it was. And we said, okay, they conquered over there, maybe a few got here, we have to go now because they're gonna keep coming. So we got to the car, we ran there to the cars. At that part we were separate, because she went to her car and I went with my friends, and I was in their car for like 10 seconds out of just the shock, because we just went to the cars that we came from. I was like, oh shit, Hila's alone. And I jumped into her car. We were driving, I jumped out of my car and came into hers. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be here now, let's go together. And then we started driving through the woods, I think.
We drive to the same area that we stopped by foot. We stopped, I think, after 200 meters.
Oh, yeah.
And we are with our windows open to hear where they're coming from. And then from the left there is a massive traffic jam because people were ditching the cars. And to the right there is mashed potato fields. And mashed potato fields is just like half meters like that of holes. And this is one of the reasons that a lot of people also fell on the floor because they don't look where they're stopping. So I'm trying to go with my car, but I have a small car and I didn't manage. So Bar starts screaming at me, Hila, ditch the car. You need to leave the car. In my mind, if I'm leaving my car, I'm not going to make it. If I'm running, I'm not going to make it. I'm in my car until it was screaming really loud.
Really loud. Hila, we're leaving the car now.
And
Because we started hearing the shots right over our head. And like,
we understand they are in the party area. Already understand that in the party. And we left the car. I was looking to the main road for 20 seconds. I had a blackout. I don't remember what I saw and heard. Thank God for that. I think we stopped running in the mashed potato field, and then we saw an orange field, and we decided not to go inside and to go to the left, to east. Do you want us to stand up?
No.
The people from the back? So we decided to go to the left. After 20 meters, we sat down on a tree and we just started thinking, okay, what should we do? Like, should we stay here? Should we go back to the car? Should we go back, should we run to Ofakim? And then my brother let me, my big brother is with me in the cell phone and let me know Ofakim is in control of terrorists also. So asking about, are we running to a death? Like, if we go to Ofakim, they're going to kill us? Should we maybe stay here? And we just sitting for 10 minutes, I think it was.
I just didn't want to get up. I was so frustrated. I'm such a concentrated person. I usually know like what I want to do in a situation, and I was like, I don't know what to do. Each situation, each decision just sounds crazy and unreasonable, and you don't know what's right. Like, you try thinking what happened until then, and what decisions you could have made. I was like, okay, I would have gone to the military base that was right next to the party, but that was already conquered. So if I would have gone there, we would have died too. So, like, what do? Do you wait for someone to come and save you and hide, like my friend did, dug a ditch and get inside it for 5 hours until the military got there, or do you keep running in a direction that you may at some point find someone who you won't even have enough energy to fight with anymore, because you've been out all night, you've been running in the sun, you don't have any water, you don't have any resources, and you don't know where they are. So, if I find them, I don't have anything left to do. So what do? And then the police officer came, I think.
A stranger, was a police officer?
Yeah, I think the police officer.
We had only one police officer with us all the road. He had a pistol, not even an M16. Like, you can't kill a terrorist with AK, with a pistol, with RPG, with a pistol. Like, and his radio wasn't like connected to anything. So he was the only one with us, and he would just come to us just like, guys, get up, we're walking. And everybody just like, okay.
We needed someone to guide us.
We stopped 4 times. Each time a stranger come to us, everybody get up, we start walking, and just like nodding and start walking again because like we didn't know what to do and we needed someone else to let us know what to do.
And then at some point they just started drinking the sewer water.
We didn't have any water at all, and we were wearing a festival clothes, and we all know
we had one bottle of water.
Yeah. What female wearing the festival clothes, not a lot of clothes, that mean, if you don't know. And we have like maybe
sewer water. Yeah, that's the water in the fields that they put in the plants. It comes out red.
So we start drinking that because we need water and something to drink. After 1 hour and a half, we stopped in an area with a shade, and one of the security guards, like a regular person like you and me, starts screaming and tell everybody, pick up your cell phones and call your family members, let them know we are here and we need help from all the people in like the villages around us.
Basically saying, I have nothing to help you with, try and find someone from around here who can.
And we don't know that all of the villages around us is already conquered by Hamas. I think after 3 hours, another police officer finally came to all of us and tell us, guys, you're going to Patish, not to Fakim. Patish is it's safe. There isn't terrorists. We walked for 5 hours and 20 kilometers. I think it's like 12 mile-ish.
Yeah, something like that.
That's a lot. Like without police officers, that anything. Only the last 30 minutes and a chopper come.
That's after we were partying until 6 in the morning. Don't forget that part. That's not an
Without
easy part of
sleeping
that.
from Friday morning, yeah. And then we got to Mushav called Patish.
Yeah, and once we got there, it became a bit more simple, because we had a family friend there that we got in contact with that really took us to their house. Most people there just got to like a community center that was like a safe house. We were really at their house. They took us home. They made us lunch. They let us shower, and then we just fell asleep on the couch. Which
In
was,
this time, but it was like 4 times
yeah.
red alerts about the rockets. And in the third red alerts, I think, one of the people that live in the village, it was the first line from the gate. He came to the house and tell us, listen guys, 2 white trucks, each one of them with 7 terrorists just passed by the Moshav, and we don't know why, but they didn't get inside. We've already been in the Patish, in this area, in the village, 1,000 people from the party. 14 terrorists, for some reason, just passed by the Moshav and didn't get inside. Until now, we don't know really why.
And yeah, once we got there, I had to have the phone call with my parents who were asleep at the time. And that was like one of the things I was thinking about the whole way, that I was just like, please do not wake up, Mom. I cannot talk to you now and let you know what's happening. Please sleep until I get there, at least that. And the lucky thing is that's what she did. And when I got to Patish, I just sent, like in the group chat, the family group chat, I was like, you guys are gonna wake up soon, probably. I'm okay now, we're in Patish. Just call me when you wake up. And my mom woke up, the first thing she did is she saw that, she went on like the news, and the headliner was the South is under attack, all the children are dead, or something like that. And she just saw that and started screaming and yelling. And I didn't even go home for the next week because I couldn't even see her face. That was, for me, the toughest part. Because the people at home sometimes take it harder than we do. They don't have anything to do with it. They were just sitting there waiting like ducks, and my dad is telling me, I'm telling him, yeah, we want to get out of here soon. And he says, you're not getting out of there if you don't have military sitting outside the house. I'm like, Dad, there's no one here. There's no one here. The whole thing started at 6:30 in the morning. At 10 a.m., I got a message in like the manager's chat saying that one of the people from the management are stuck near the party in like a big yellow container sitting there. And that was at 10 a.m. And they said, we hear Arabic talking around us. They don't know we're here yet. We're quiet. At 11, we got another message saying, we're still here, and now they know we're here and they're shooting at us. And I'm talking to my dad at that point. I'm in Patish. I'm like, that's what's happening right now over there. So nobody's going to come help us now. We don't have any, we have to get out of here and just try and do that the best way possible. We were there for a few hours just waiting for someone to tell us what to do.
Until fall.
Yeah.
I think in around 12 we got the first video of the Israeli hostages. It's a famous video of 10 males on the floor, the Hamas terrorists kicking their faces to show their faces to the video. If you saw the video, if not, I hope not. And then we understand that they're trying to take hostages. It was the first video that came out. Around 1, we heard there is buses to take people from the party to Beersheba. But the problem, we are not in the community center. We're in a private house, and nobody allowed us to go out because we don't know if there is terrorists in the area. Around 4, we just got out, and we saw the bus passing by us. I was running to the road, to the main road, just like jumping on the bus, just like, you going to Beersheba? Just like, you're from the party? We're just like, yeah. Okay, get inside. He picked us up, we went to the community center, he picked everybody up. It was, yeah,
Remember who the bus driver was?
No.
It was the vice president of the mayor of that city
Oh, I didn't know.
that we were in. He just took a random bus and said, I'm taking people to Beersheba. And he just did going for the bus.
So in the morning we start driving, another red alert of missiles and rockets show up, so we just duck inside of the bus like that because they have nothing to do. We have 50 people, more than 70 people in the bus. And we got to Be'er Sheva around 4:30, and then people, Israeli volunteering, decided to take people from Be'er Sheva to the place that they live. And then a stranger asked, we need to Tel Aviv, and me and Bar and other people, stranger, said me, and he said to one of the people, the stranger one, okay, you're with me, another one, you're with me, and then in my mind, I'm telling to myself, if I'm not going with him in his car, I'm probably not going to make it home, like today. I need to come right now back to my apartment. So just stood up, ran through him and asked him, listen, we are 4 people, we are living together. We are 2 apartments, we live together, we are friends. And he asked me, you are friends? I was just like, yeah. He told the other 2 guys, okay, sorry, they are together, I'm going to take them. He take us up. We got inside the car into Tel Aviv. It was a long drive. We got home around 7:30. I think that was the first time I cried this day. And it wasn't stopped because the red alert didn't stop all day. Like, we eating lunch, red alert. Bar going to the shower, red alert. I'm going to the shower, red alert. Just like, was like that all night.
You don't really understand it at that point.
Yeah.
You don't, like, I just wanted to get home. My parents were like, come to us, come sleep with us tonight. I was like, no, I'm okay. It's over. We got home. We're fine. I didn't even think about it. And then you understand the trauma comes in different ways. Like, you try to go to sleep and then you feel your feet just not go to sleep because they feel they have to stay awake because you were walking for so long and they got into survival mode. So now they're just ready. They won't go to sleep. So you stretch for hours and hours trying to get them to leave you alone till you fall asleep. And it comes with
when
time.
you fall asleep,
When you fall asleep.
the
If you fall asleep.
nightmares, the sounds, the views, everything come up. And everybody said don't watch video, don't see pictures. A lot of my friends went missing in the first weeks, so I was watching all the videos there are. Like, every one of them you can imagine, I was watching because I was looking for my friends. So the nightmares, the images, the sounds, the smells, like I can see and smell and everything. So you're afraid to fall asleep, but you want to fall asleep, just like you don't know what to do. And then small things come up
Sound of a
slowly,
hammer.
slowly, yeah.
Loud.
Sound of a hammer, white truck, motorcycle,
Ambulance.
ambulance, police officers, and someone speaking Arabic next to me, and I stay like, in my village, I have like a small city, an Arabic city next to me, so we live in peace. But suddenly to hear Arabic for me, it's really traumatized. I have a lot of disconnection. Like, I can sit with you all and just not be here. To stare on the floor and the ceiling, not listening, not seeing everything, and you're sitting with other people and feel more alone that you are alone. And you're still looking for friends, you still have names, people that you don't know what's happening to them, where they are, how many hostages, how many kill people, and you start hearing stories from friends that have been with you from the party, and then understand that not the end of the story from a friend is not the same as my story.
And also we got out of it pretty easy. I was still going through the woods. We were just in like our first hour walking, and I got a call from a friend, a really good friend who was at the party. He called me up and he was like, "Where are you at?" And I'm running away. "Where are you?" And he was like, "You have to get out of there really, really fast. You have no idea what just happened." I told him, "What happened?" He said, "We were the first people to get out of the party. We got on the road. They shot at us. The car, we took right, and the car behind us also took a right. They hit us. We both flipped. Now, we didn't get hit, but the car flipped over, and like he didn't get hit, but the driver did. So he took his friend out of the car. They dragged out, and they went under a different car and hid there. And then they waited, and they saw someone else getting out of a different car, like 20 meters out of it. He dragged them out of the car. They ran over there, and then they drove away. And this is all like hiding between gunfires, and like we didn't see them too close, but they were right next to them. I have a different friend who was in the woods hiding with his girlfriend inside a tree. And they heard people next to them, they thought it was the army. And he went like, psst. And then his girlfriend saw that that was a terrorist, and not the army. He caught him back, and they were just waiting. Or a different friend who was hiding in a hole in the ground that had someone look at the hole, and he hears him above him, and he's inside the hole. He was there for 5 hours. He's waiting for someone to just open it up and finish the story. And those are moments that you hear and you don't understand how someone can go on from that. But they do. And that's the good part of the whole story. That they all came out of it. And all of those terrible stories and all of those people who told them, they're okay today. And they all will. And that's part of what we have to do. Because if they scar whoever's left too, then they win. But if we show them that made us stronger, then we win. And then we keep going. So that's what we've been trying to do since then. Get back to life, get back to work, go back to making parties. I just had my own productions. I have a small community production of 250, 300 people. We had our first party 2 days ago. And it's really controversial because people are like, going back to a party another time, is it safe? What can happen? What am I going to feel there? And you do it anyways. And people say how big of an experience it can be for them to go back and for them to see that things will not change. And we can keep going. And you show them that, and we show that to each other, and we do it together. And we fight.
I am mostly fighting for my friends at Gaza. I have 3 friends that still holding hostages inside. My bar manager, Alex Lubnovi, one of them, and Noah Nabinatan, and both of them also living in Gaza. So for me, I know the fact that I need to keep living, I need to keep fighting, and if I'm not going to do it, nobody's going to do it for me. And if you guys are not going to do it, nobody's going to do it for you. And so we need to lift our heads up, be proud of who we are, stood up for us, and just trying to make some justice, some right things in the world, open people's eyes. And I'm always saying, I already said it today, I don't remember who, you can be pro-Israeli and pro-Palestine at the same time. You can. Let me let you know, like, I'm pro-Israeli and pro-Palestinian, pro-Palestine, but like, I just believe that we have human rights, and I don't want innocent people to die from both of the sides, and Hamas need to leave Palestine, and that's the right thing to do. And we should keep fighting for who we are, and we shouldn't be ashamed for the fact that I'm Israeli, I'm Jewish. So what? We all the same people, all the same nation, we have the same values. It doesn't matter if you're Muslim, you're Christian, you're Hindu, you're Jewish, it doesn't matter. Like we all share the same earth. So in the end, let's live in peace. I'm naive maybe, but like I want to be naive.
The sad part is the biggest war is trying to convince people what's true and what's not. Because there is so much things going around, videos, TikToks, stories. 90% of them are bullshit. Really, people have no idea what really happens. People just hear one little thing and make a whole reality out of it. You need to listen with more than just your ears and your eyes and understand what really happens and research the things that you believe. So when someone comes and talks to you about it, you can give them an argument and show them that there is some things that they don't understand because you can't understand how hard it is to get missiles over your head once a month, all year long, non-stop, and not knowing what can happen if there can be a terror attack tomorrow. The feeling of it, not even the event, but the feeling of knowing that that can happen at any given moment is something that needs to stop. Not for us, and not for them. And until people will understand that, we can't get anywhere. That's the problem. And we need to know to show that, because we have a lot of different people against us, and they are more. And power is in numbers. They're gonna have more videos, and I was in Israel, seeing all the stories, seeing all the videos, and if I would not know anything about it, I would be sitting at home and saying they're right. Because they're better at making the videos and showing we're the bad guys. They know how to play the game. We're not playing the game. We're trying to fight a war. That shows who's on what side and what they're trying to do, but not everyone can see that. And that's part of what we do, and that's part of why we come out here to really show the base of it, to show the facts, not just another video on Instagram that people see and believe that that's reality.
I'm going to pass to Lenoy a list of Instagram accounts that you can follow that only facts and based, like based on facts. And I can say, guys, like people ask me why I'm doing that, that's my second delegation. It's more for you guys than for me, because for me, I heard what's happened to students, Jewish students all around the world, and I want you guys to let you know that you are not alone. We know what's going on, and we want you to stay strong, that we all got your back, and I hope you got us back. But you're not suffering for nothing. There is a reason, and we need to stand up together and to stick up together. In the end, we're all Jewish, we all have the same reason to stand up and to fight against Hamas, let's say it like that. You're not alone. We know what's going on. And we want to show our support. I want to show my support to you guys, and let you know that you're not alone.
Anything else?
And that's it.
Any questions? You guys can feel free, really, if someone asks.
I can say there isn't politically correct question. Someone asked me, did you see dead people? So you can ask anything, like everything, not everything that you want. Feel free.
We're here to give answers.
We're going to answer anything, seriously.
You can ask us also out later in person if you have something you don't want to ask us like that. It's fine.
I can start off by asking a question. What, you mentioned this is your 40th time doing this, so you've obviously done it a lot, and this is one of your first time sharing the story. What have you found has been the hardest thing when you're sharing your story to try and put into words?
The feeling, because I didn't tell you how I felt, because for me it's not triggering, more like just like put me back to what's happened. I was feeling alone, really alone. Even if I was bad all alone, I was feeling alone without police officers, without military. I was afraid. And I was just like without any hope, because you don't know what to do and what's happening. So to give the feelings to you guys, for me it's difficult, because I don't really have how to do it. And to speak about my friends that are not here anymore, to speak about my friends that are in Gaza right now. I lost 6 friends, and another 3 friends are holding hostages in Gaza. But also friends that are not with us anymore and are holding hostages in Gaza. So to speak about them, like it's for them, but at the same time it's really difficult.
Big things happen.
I don't know, listening, and I'm sure everybody feels the same, we have moments of being frightened here in the UK, and the anti-Semitism is rife, and yet there is a part where you feel like we've got nothing to worry about, we listen to you and we know how funny it is in Israel. How do you balance that, everybody feeling almost guilty, like we're the survivors, so there must be a bit of survival guilt. There's a sort of feeling, I don't know if I'm making myself very clear, but that I have all empathy for you, and then we forget to have empathy for ourselves a bit, because we think, well, we're living our lives, we're not in fear to the same degree that you are, and I don't know how you balance it. Same with you. When did you feel safe? When do you feel safe?
Do you heard about the guilty, the survivor guilty?
Yeah.
And it's a term in psychology, and it's you survive something and you feel guilty about that because not all of your friends survive that. For me, a lot of my friends was in shelters, was shooting. My friends that are still alive, I'm speaking about, have still guns, like bullets in the body, shivers in the body, and for me, I was just like, how can I cry? Why can I cry if they saw the terrorists, if they heard them, if they saw the raping and have bullets inside the body? Who am I to suffer?
Same, yeah.
It's the same thing. You can cry, you can hurt, you can be in pain. It doesn't matter, because for your pain is your pain and it's right, and you can feel free to feel whatever you feel because you do suffer. Because in Israel, right now, we are united. In here, you're really far from that, so you can suffer, you can feel alone, you can feel free, but don't feel ashamed or embarrassed or guilty about that. The opposite thing. Like, you're not alone, like you have us, like, it's okay to feel whatever you want to
Pain is
feel.
something that changes from person to person and from situation to situation. My pain is my pain, and yes, there are days that you also stand in front of the mirror and say, why me? Why do I deserve to be alive, not someone else? There's no right answer for that. And it's not fair to ask yourself those questions, because your pain is your pain, and if you feel pain, then you feel it. Doesn't matter what I feel or what I went through, because that's a different story. You need to take that pain and feel it into the right places and do what you think is right to do with it. Because that's the best thing you can do. But if you have pain, live with it. Enjoy it. Embrace it.
One of the things that I learned from the Nova is just like, if I'm feeling something, I'm going to feel it. If I want to cry, you're going to see me crying on the floor. If I'm going to be mad, I'm going to scream in every one of you. If I'm going to laugh, I'm really going to laugh loud. Because I live only once. So if I'm feeling something, just embrace the feeling, and it's probably right, you know.
If there aren't any more questions, I think we can leave it there. Thank you so much. Just before we wrap up, first of all, again, thank you so much. I also really want to extend the JSOC's thank you to UJS and to the Jewish Agency for Israel, who really made this event happen. It's amazing to see that we can have these sorts of experiences and have these sorts of things come around to our doorstep. I thank you to Talia, wherever she is, bringing us all together. To the CST for securing tonight's event. Thank you to Matthias for being here, and to the Shlichot. And thank you all for coming to support tonight. Before you go, can I just ask that everyone considers donating to the Hostages and Missing Families Forum? Speak to one of the Shlichot who have walked down some pins.
Yellow badges.
This
so, yeah,
one.
so the yellow badges.
The one that Hila made up.
Bring them home.
Every and any support to the Families and Missing Hostages Forum is needed, and now is the time for everyone to come together. And additionally, we have some tea and coffee and some schmoozing happening upstairs. So if you'd like to stick around for that, feel free to. And again, reach out to anyone if you felt uncomfortable or would like to speak to someone. But again, thank you all for coming, and yeah, good night.
Go with your head high.